All right, well, I'd just like to say good afternoon to everybody. My name is John Clegg. I'm the program manager for the New Hampshire Office of Highway Safety. I'd like to welcome you all here today. This very, very important New Hampshire Office of Highway Safety Awards ceremony. Back in November, we had our office conducted an impaired driving conference that was virtual. And so we recognized many of you that are here today at that conference, but felt that for the important work that you have been doing, that being removing the impaired driver from New Hampshire roads, which is quite a task these days, and I'll talk about the data later, we felt this to be an important venue to really honor you and thank you for everything that you've done. I would like to introduce at this time Assistant Commissioner Eddie Edwards of the New Hampshire Department of Safety. Thank you.
Thanks, John. And I want to thank John and the incredible staff at the Division of Highway Safety for the incredible work they're doing. And I want to thank all of you for being here today too, because being a police officer today is not easy. It's not easy, and you understand that better than most. And it's a very difficult job, it's a very demanding job. And your role in making sure that New Hampshire highways and roadways are safe is incredibly important. It's one of the most important things that we can do in law enforcement. And in this day and age, there's no excuse for anyone to be on a New Hampshire highway or roadway under the influence of drugs or alcohol. It's unacceptable. When we're losing over 70% of our crashes, fatal car crashes, involves alcohol or drugs. This is a preventable form of death. The most preventable form of death in our entire state is what you're doing. Every drunk driver you arrest, you saved a life. You prevented family tragedies, you prevented needless loss of life, and the horrors that follow that. So I want to thank you on behalf of the Governor and the Department of Safety for all the work you do to make our state safe. It's an incredibly important mission. And I want to thank your families for supporting you when you're out late and you're making those arrests. It's not easy. So I want to thank them for being by your side today, and I want to thank them for showing up. I want to thank your chiefs and your supervisors for being here as well. It's incredibly important, and these 2 troopers and 3 local police officers we're going to recognize today is a small thank you for the incredible work you do, and I look forward to even more success from you in 2024. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Edwards. So impairment on New Hampshire roads. Very, very concerning. Everyone's heard the news. Everyone has learned of wrong-way drivers, people running into buildings, all these things. And our percentage of impairment-related fatalities has really increased over the years from 2016 to current year 2023. So I want to take a little bit of time to show you a chart that if you look at this chart, these are grant-funded patrols that were conducted with funds from the Office of Highway Safety and basically directly from NHTSA, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. But if you look at the blue columns, those represent DUI arrests made. And if you look at the orange columns, that represents impairment-related fatalities. So the one column that sticks out to probably all of you right now is 2019, where 544 DUI arrests were made off of grant-funded patrols. If you look at the orange column right next to it, 65% of the fatalities that we had in 2019 were impairment related. That's drug and alcohol related. So that percentage, if you look at 2016, the orange column, has steadily gone up from 57%, fast forward to 2021 to over 70% in 2021. So obviously COVID hit 2020. And these DWI arrests started to go down. Law enforcement, I think New Hampshire was one of the only states that was out there conducting enforcement efforts. I had heard from Region 1, which is Maine, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, that a lot of those enforcement efforts were not being conducted to the extent that New Hampshire State Police and some of our locals were doing enforcement efforts. So you see the DWI arrests just continue to drop down. So the reason why I talk about this is because of the people that we're recognizing today, our law enforcement. I'd like to call you folks the elite law enforcement of New Hampshire at this time, because you're the ones that produce the most DWI arrests in the state in 2023. So I commend you. The commissioner commends you on that for sure. This is something that we're working towards. If we look at the next report here, this is our fatal motor vehicle crash report. We get this once a week. And the first thing I look at when I get this report, I know I look at all these other items here as well, but all persons killed, and you could turn to that one too, Tyler, if you would please. So all persons killed, when you look at this 2023 number there, 127, that is as of December 27th, we had 127 fatalities. You look at the column right next to it, same period last year, 138 is how many fatalities we had same period last year, 138. So we've tracked fairly similar to what the fatalities we're tracking in 23 to what fatalities were at 146. We still have a few days left, but hopefully we finish up close to that 7% decrease in fatalities for sure. But many of these people that are dying, and we'll fast forward to the stats, Tyler. Many of these people that are dying are because of impairment-related crashes that are occurring. So from 2019 to 2022, 151 people were killed in crashes involving alcohol, impaired drivers statewide. 151 people. In 2021, of the 118 people that died in 2021, 70.3% of those fatalities were impairment related. 70.3%. And we look at the fatalities, that percentage of how many were impairment related. That's cause for real concern, because if you think about the fatalities, let's just think about the people that are out there driving around on our roads that are just impaired by alcohol and or drugs. That's very concerning when I look at that. Also in 2021, we had 26 motorcyclists who died statewide in 2021. And nearly half of those crashes, motorcycle crashes or fatalities, 50% involved impairment. 2022, 146 people died in 2022, and we're still at 65.8% of those fatalities being impairment related. So those percentages continue to stay high. 2023, we do not have causation yet, but again, we're looking at 127, knock on wood, 127 people killed statewide. Hopefully that number holds. We still have a few days left, but hopefully we can report out that we, to NHTSA for sure, and to the public, that we have reduced our impairment-related fatalities and fatalities in general to the public. But I mention all this because it is what you're doing out there today and in 2023 and in the future that is really going to help towards our mission to save lives out there. When you add up all the DWI arrests that were made amongst 2 state troopers and 3 local officers, we have 136 DWI arrests or DUI arrests. So that makes a huge difference. That's one DWI arrest in my mind relates to, one crash that was removed and a life saved. So thank you so much for everything you do on that note. So what are we doing about this? What is the Office of Highway Safety doing? What are our law enforcement partners doing about this statewide? In 2024, we are really kicking up initiatives. Right now, As I speak, we have the Drive Sober and Get Pulled Over initiative going on. That started December 13th. It's going to run through January 1st. That is a national initiative put on by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Right now, the earliest report that I just got from Steve Fisher, one of our staff members here at the Office of Highway Safety, reported that there were 28 arrests total and 850 vehicles stopped. So, you know, that really helps us to know that, you know, that visibility out there on New Hampshire roads is really occurring with our law enforcement partners. In 2024, we've got county DUI saturation patrols that are going to be happening from law enforcement. Again, that's state police, that's locals, that's sheriff's departments conducting these DUI saturation patrols in every county throughout the whole year. So we have that going on as well. We're also going to be having high crash corridor saturation efforts being conducted, and close over 10, I think, corridors, you know, major corridors, high crash corridors throughout the state. So that's going to help increase that visibility as well. And I think that's where we're going with this. At least get that visibility out there. And maybe that will help to change some of these negative driving behaviors from those motorists out there. So this picture right here, I just want to kind of give kudos to Lieutenant Daisy. Lieutenant Daisy sent this to me. And you know, the reason why I wanted to show this is because he took it upon himself to involve other communities, other police departments, in an effort to put together sobriety checkpoints, which have kind of dropped off over the years, but he put this together. There's a lot of work involved in that. There's petitioning the courts, as you know, there's scheduling, there's coordination, there's training and all that stuff. So he worked with Colebrook, he worked with Lancaster, Gorham, State Police, Grafton, and of course he's with Northumberland. So this was a great effort, and you know, multiple sobriety checkpoints were conducted from that. So we appreciate what you did, Bill, that's for sure. Thank you. Next one, please, Tyler. What's that?
The video.
The video?
New Hampshire State Police, where's your emergency?
I'm on 93 northbound in Hooksett.
Okay, tell me what happened.
There's a car in front of me and they're all over the road. I'm thinking that the driver might be drunk.
We were taking a report of a vehicle all over the roadway, northbound Interstate 93.
412. We're caught up with that vehicle. Sir, have you had anything to drink tonight? Earlier? Okay. Would you be willing to hop out and perform some field sobriety testing for me, please? Alright. Go ahead and turn around, face my car. Place your hands behind your back. You're being placed under arrest for driving under the influence. I'm Trooper Brandon Stubbs with the New Hampshire State Police. Join me in helping to keep our roadways safe and always have a sober ride home.
This is a great video. I mean, that's just a fine example of what is being put together by all of our law enforcement partners to get that message out to the motoring public to help change those driving behaviors and whatnot. So, you know, what we look at as an office, the Office of Highway Safety, is to not only conduct these enforcement efforts with our partners, but in conjunction with that, also get that message out while that's going on to the motoring public. If you want a true change, research has shown that, you know, that's what you need to do to really make that change. So we're beginning to be, I guess, a lot more involved in getting these messages out there. I just want to recognize Tyler Dumont back there. He's so helpful in getting, you know, social media type highway safety messages out there, press releases out there. There's a lot he does, but there's also a lot that law enforcement does as well too. So it really helps us. And I think it's time. I think it's time. So I just wanted to bring Assistant Commissioner Edwards up here as well, and also introduce Lieutenant Chris Storm, New Hampshire State Police, we're very fortunate to have him as our law enforcement liaison for the Office of Highway Safety. He's been around for a while, and he's got just a great institutional knowledge. So if we need anything, I'm not law enforcement. Some of our staff might be, but if we need anything answered, he's the guy we call. So if you could come up here, please, Chris, and we'll get started. So I'm just going to begin to read your bio first. I'll start with New Hampshire State Police Trooper James Lamoureux. James, are you here? Yep. James has been working in New Hampshire law enforcement for 18 years, beginning his career with Keene PD in 2005. He served the Keene PD as a patrol officer, school resource officer, and a member of their tactical team for about 12 and a half years. In March of 2018, he transferred over to the state police, where he has been working the night shift for the past nearly 6 years. Trooper Lamoureux is currently a patrol trooper, a DRE, that's a drug recognition expert, a DRE instructor, field training officer, and firearms instructor for the division. And we're pleased, the Office of Highway Safety is pleased to present this award to you, Trooper James Rose. Certificate of Appreciation. This acknowledges that Trooper James Lamoureux, as a trooper and drug recognition expert, DRE instructor for the New Hampshire State Police, and partner of the Office of Highway Safety, you have honorably served the citizens of the state of New Hampshire. Your unyielding dedication towards the mission to reduce crashes on New Hampshire roads, you made 45 DUI arrests in 2023, has undoubtedly resulted in incalculable lives being saved. Thank you for all your support of the highway safety and everything you have done towards our mission to save lives on New Hampshire roads. You want to take a picture, Tyler? Thank you very much, Trooper Lamoureux. This next State Police Trooper, William Moran, was hired by New Hampshire State Police in July of 2022. Prior to that, he was a United States Marine infantryman from 2002 through 2010 with a reserve battalion. That's 1st Battalion, 25th Marines. He also served as a fire lieutenant for Massachusetts City Department from 2007 through 2019, and worked as a full-time paramedic in the Boston area from 2007 through 2022. Trooper William Moran states that he loves being a trooper. I like that. So the Office of Highway Safety is very proud to present a certificate of appreciation that acknowledges that Trooper William Moran, as trooper for the New Hampshire State Police and partner of the Office of Highway Safety, have honorably served the citizens of the state of New Hampshire. Your unyielding dedication towards the mission to reduce crashes on New Hampshire roads, you made 36 DUI arrests in 2023, has undoubtedly resulted in incalculable lives being saved. Thank you for all your support from the Office of Highway Safety. Thank you, sir. Kingston Police Officer. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll wait for a second. Sorry about that. I jumped the gun.
We're going to do another round of photos at the end, too, right in front of our...
At the very end?
Yep.
Thank you very much, Trooper William Moran. Kingston Police Officer Justin Takeshan started working with the Kingston, New Hampshire Police Department as a full-time officer on March 3rd, 2020. He is a graduate of the 182nd New Hampshire Police Standards and Training Full-Time Academy. He continues to educate himself by taking classes to assist him in making DUI arrest. One important class he has taken was the Advanced Roadside Impairment Driving Enforcement class. Justin is well liked, and this is from the Kingston Police PD. I like this. Justin is a well-liked member of the Kingston Police Department family, and we look forward to seeing him grow as he continues his career here. So the Office of Highway Safety would like to present you with this certification of appreciation. This acknowledges that Officer Justin Takeshan, as officer for the Kingston Police Department and partner of the Office of Highway Safety, you have honorably served the citizens of the state of New Hampshire. Your unyielding dedication towards the mission to reduce crashes on New Hampshire roads, you made 32 DUI arrests in 2023, has undoubtedly resulted in incalculable lives being saved. Thank you for all your support, the Office of Highway Safety. Thank you. Thank you, Officer Takeshan. Next, we have Durham Police Officer Chloe Rubitis. Chloe graduated high school from St. Thomas Aquinas in 2012 and received her bachelor's degree in healthcare administration from Colby Sawyer College in 2016. She began her law enforcement career in 2018 with the Durham Police Department and graduated from the 178th Police Academy in April of 2019. She is a certified drug recognition expert, OC spray instructor, and hostage and crisis negotiator, and will become a drug recognition expert instructor in February of 2024. She received the 2021 and 2022 Law Enforcement Certificate of Recognition from MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, for her impaired driving enforcement efforts. And I like this quote she makes. "I found my passion for impaired driving enforcement early in my career and find deep meaning in keeping the public safe through proactive enforcement efforts." And the Office of Highway Safety is proud to present this certificate of appreciation that acknowledges that Officer Chloe Rubitis, as Officer and Drug Recognition Expert, DRE, for the Durham Police Department and partner of the Office of Highway Safety, you have honorably served the citizens of the state of New Hampshire. Your unyielding dedication toward the mission to reduce crashes on New Hampshire roads, you made 23 DUI arrests in 2023, has undoubtedly resulted in incalculable lives being saved. So the Office of Highway Safety thanks you so much, Chloe, for your efforts. Thank you very much, Officer Chloe Rubitis. Next, we have Northumberland Police Lieutenant William Daisy. Lieutenant Daisy has worked in law enforcement for 18 years, working for Gorham PD, Berlin PD, and currently works for the Northumberland Police Department. During his career, he has been a field training officer, drug recognition expert, police prosecutor, and DWI instructor. So at this time, the Office of Highway Safety would like to present you with the certificate of appreciation that acknowledges that Lieutenant William Daisy, as lieutenant for the Northumberland Police Department and partner of the Office of Highway Safety, you have honorably served the citizens of the state of New Hampshire. Your unyielding dedication towards the mission to reduce crashes on New Hampshire roads, and that is, you organized and coordinated multiple sobriety checkpoints in 2023. This has undoubtedly resulted in uncalculable lives being saved. The New Hampshire Office of Highway Safety thanks you for all of your support.
Every day when my feet hit the floor, I have to decide to survive this. It doesn't seem real. Drunk driving is so selfish. If you can't think about the victims in your path, think about yourself. You could kill an innocent person. Do you want to live with that? Wish people would stop and think about the repercussions of drunk driving. Living without him was the hardest thing I'll ever do. Tyler in life was a protector. I can't let this happen to anybody else. If I can save one life, I think Tyler would be proud of that.
That video gets me every time. It sure does, because, my son's the same age. We all can relate to messages like this. My son likes to hunt, likes to fish. I want to see him as much as I possibly can, that's for sure. She can't. So that's the best shot video that was put together by AAA, funded by the Office of Highway Safety. AAA did a fabulous job in really making that an emotional PSA that you can relate to hopefully change behaviors out there on our roads with our motorists. So it's PSAs like this that are really important to get out there, but it's also the reason why you do what you do, and we all do what we do. Law enforcement in this room and anybody working diligently to make a difference out there. Your tireless efforts do not go unrecognized. Like I said before, one DWI arrest that you make removes that impaired driver from the road. That is one crash that won't occur. That's one life that won't be lost. So I thank you for everything that you folks do out there. We're available as an office anytime you want to report to us on anything that we can do differently. But again, we just thank you for that, for everything that you've done and all your efforts. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much.